In this video, we will discuss Ajax. Ajax, or asynchronous JavaScript and XML, is not a single technology. Rather, it is a collection of concepts and technologies that allow richer, more interactive user interactions with web applications. The term Ajax has now grown to refer to any native browser technologies that allow for asynchronous communication with a back-end server. For example, when I do a search on Google, it uses Ajax to enhance my search. Google Suggest is an Ajax-enhanced version of the popular search engine. As a user types in a search query, Google Suggest will display a drop-down menu of possible search terms that match the letters and the user has already entered. Let's look at the difference between an HTTP browser request and response and an Ajax request and response. Now let's review the HTTP request. Whenever your web browser fetches a file from a web server, it does so using HTTP. That's Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP is a request-response protocol, which means your computer sends a request for some file, HTML or JSP, and the web server sends back a response. The browser sends an HTTP GET command to request a web page from a server or a post to post data. Now let's review the response. After the browser sends the HTTP request, the server responds with an HTTP response, sending back the resource that was requested. Notice that in our illustration, we are requesting a web page. The web page is sent back to our client. If I want to get more data, I need to request another page or post data, which will redraw my page or reload it. When we write classic web applications, we use the HTTP protocol to communicate between the browser and the server. The primary means of the user interaction are hyperlinks and HTML forms, both of which trigger HTTP requests in the browser. A limitation of both of these is that they automatically populate the current page or a frame in the current page with the response. That is, they're designed for retrieving content across the web. Now let's look at Ajax. First, notice that I already have requested the web page. The web page is loaded in the browser. The JavaScript is loaded, the CSS is loaded, and the images are loaded. Now, what if I want to change something on the page without automatically populating the page again with the response? I want to fetch the information seamlessly or just update a portion of the page. The words asynchronous, JavaScript, and XML make the acronym Ajax. Using Ajax, we create an XML request object and send the request. This allows our web pages to be updated asynchronously by exchanging small amounts of data with the server behind the scenes. This means that it's possible to update parts of a web page without reloading the whole page. At this point, our server responds via XML or JSON. Without any part of our page being reloaded, we are able to exchange information back and forth. Because we're not reloading the entire page, meaning we are not reloading images, CSS, and HTML again, but just that portion of data that we need. Everything is very fast. This concludes our introduction to Ajax.